Hey there everyone, this is Jeff again with Starcat Products, here to bring you the next stage in Painkiller Damnation. Today we're going to be taking on the train station level. This level has one tarot card on it. It's one of the silver cards. It's called Soul Catcher. What we got to do to get it is we got to cut the limbs of at least 100 enemies with the Soul Catcher. So we're going to start using the Soul. So what I try to do on this level is use the Soul Catcher through a majority of the level until we get all the way through the actual train station part. So the idea when you're trying to get this card is to cut the limbs off. What I try to do is aim at their feet. Most of the time that's not really a recommended idea when you play FPS games such as this. But for this particular goal, if you hit them in the chest with the weapon, they'll just fly back and die and you won't get credit for cutting their limbs off. So what you gotta do is you gotta get the Soul Catcher and kind of down. And when you hear that noise, I guess it makes, it will cut their limbs off and you'll get a point towards the achievement and the tarot card. So the first beginning part of this stage, you're just in the sewer area. There's an armor in here. There's one of the secrets we need to get in this room as well. It does not show until after we complete the clearing. So again, just try to use the Soul Catcher the majority of this area. These enemies are pretty easy, even on trauma mode. I think I had like 300 something life the first time I played this level by the end of it. So here, try to time it to make sure you hit the barrels first and not the enemies, so they can actually shoot them and blow them up. And you could probably die from that. Especially because on trauma mode, like a barrel about instant kills you. One of them does, and there's like several of them there. So once you're done with the clearing, a gate will actually open in the back. And we're going to have to go backtrack a little bit and go get the secret. It's a pretty good secret because you actually get a new weapon from it. There's a standard old reliable trick of turning the light off to see the gold that just flies everywhere whenever a container opens. It's really easy to miss a lot of things, so try to make sure you have your light on. So here's the first secret, and here's this really corny cutscene.
You shall have no gods. You shall not make any idols. You shall not misuse the name of God. You shall keep the Sabbath holy. Respect your father and mother. Damn. Guess that's right. Fuck yeah.
Painkiller, Hell and Damnation coming in. Wait, you already bought the game, never mind. Anyways, I don't really understand why that cutscene was in there. It felt more like a trailer than anything. But the weapon you get is the minigun rocket launcher. We'll be using it a little bit on this stage. On the next boss fight that we have to do after this level, it's pretty much the only weapon you have, so it gives you very little time to get used to it. That's half my problem a lot with some of the new weapons they give you. You don't really get a lot of time to learn how to use them, let alone any special areas that this where you go, hey, use this weapon, here's a cool thing it can do. So they really do prey on the fact that you've played the older Painkillers before and you know how a lot of this stuff already works. Not that the original Painkiller is pretty any good at teaching you how to play it either, but I mean, at least it was new then. So here, just try to make sure you use the Soul Catcher at the beginning part of the stage. The gold is actually hidden in the trash bins that are on the side, the green ones. I already blew them all up in this room. And likewise, whenever you shoot them, they spit gold everywhere. And so this level is pretty funny because there's another cutscene. Don't you all hire guards to guard your floating guns? So anyways, here we're going to use the minigun for just a couple of moments, just to take out these guys, as we're pretty bad position. We're on the low ground. You got to come out, and these guys are going to start wailing on you the moment they see your head. One really funny enemy on this level are these the white banshees ladies pushing trash cans. They don't really hurt you. They kind of just bump into you. I didn't really get that at all, what those enemies do. I think they're more just to be funny. So here you can really rack up a lot of kills for the tarot card requirement. The idea is to get the little soldier guys that are going to run at you to line up in a single file line, and you can actually cut their limbs. As you can see there, they all lost a bunch of limbs. So this is the quickest way to do it. Just kind of line them up against the side of the train and then fire. And you can hit like up to like 5 of them, I think, when you do this. And you can just rack up. Like if you're really good at it, you can probably get the tarot card at this room here, because there's so many soldier guys that spawn. Especially if you're using the soul catcher in the beginning of the stage into the sewer area. So always try to make sure you keep moving. So there's going to be one part where the soldier guys actually start shooting. And if you're not ready for them, they can tear your health down pretty quick. But this first beginning part is pretty much just the standard guys that run at you. They have really massive delay before they actually hit you. But they tend to have a habit of sneaking up on you though. So always make sure you check behind you, because it is a spawning spot directly behind us where the soldier guys can spawn. And since we're using the soul catcher almost the entire stage, it's pretty easy to just use the soul catcher to grab the souls that you kill these guys in their single file line. All their souls will start to bunch up as you do it. These shots I've been doing on this run are really, really great. Some of my prior runs I kind of messed up a little bit, but if you kind of aim at their toes though, you can pretty much cut their limb every time. You see, I just ran past all these guys and not one of them hit me. So just line them up. Try not to lean against like this little bridge area, this little train track area here, because they can actually reach up and hit you. So yeah, we're gonna take these guys out. I think coming up really, really soon is gonna be the part where the guys start shooting. But luckily, I was really good about getting most of the souls, and I actually will go into Demon Morph. It's really, really good, the Demon Morph, when these guys spawn that shoot, because they can tear your health down like really, really fast. And when you get them all to do the single file line death, all their souls will be bunched up together, so you won't have to really run out in the open and try to get them. You can see they're picking away at my life, but luckily I went into Demon Morph. So this is really great timing on this. They come out from the stairwells where you came out from before, and you can tear them down pretty quick, because they die in one hit to the Demon Morph attack. So I don't know how. Just like, I'm staring right at the guy, and I missed him. He was right there in the background. So I'm like, where's the last guy at? Where'd he go? And there he is. That's the guy I walked past earlier. So there, that's the end of that clearing. There is another secret in this room, and we're going to be getting it later. It's near the escalators. So yeah, I missed a lot of gold. I don't know why, but when I first started the clearing, there was a shotgun guy that I was shooting with the rocket launcher. And I actually gibbed him, and he dropped a bunch of extra gold. But I ran past it over and over again. So maybe just when you're in the heat of the battle, you're not really looking for treasure and everything. So luckily, the treasure's not super mandatory in this game. You got to have some of it to be able to pay for your tarot cards. You switch them out, but they're so cheap to where it doesn't even matter. Try not to bunny hop up the escalators. You tend to just not go anywhere. There's something with the angle. In the older game, you actually could bunny hop perfectly fine upstairs, but in this one, it just doesn't seem to work right. So here's the first secret. It's in this portal here on the wall, in this portrait. Try to jump in it, because sometimes you can actually fall off the pipes if you're not careful. And if you go to the left here, there's also armor and some soul catcher ammunition. Which, like I said, we're going to be using the soul catcher for a majority of the level. The beginning part of the level, at least. So we're pretty much done with this room now. Just gotta get the rest of the rocket ammunition. Alright, I'm gonna scratch my nose a little bit. Might scratch my nose right now too, even. Weird earphones, just make your hair itch. Alright, so this next part, we're gonna take control of this shotgun guy, because he pretty much just comes out of nowhere and he can tear your health down pretty quick. We're gonna cut the limbs of all these guys. You can barely see because my light isn't on. You can see the shotgun guys take 2 shots. That's why I took control of the one in the beginning, because he would have hurt me a good bit. There's a lot of soldiers on the second part of this clearing. These are the ones that shoot. Luckily, I got really lucky trying to staying in the middle here where they didn't really hit me that much. I didn't give that one. That was a good example of hitting them in the chest where their limbs don't come off. I tried to be elite, hit him from a far distance, and promptly failed, so that was pretty laughable. So hit him in the feet, and hit him in the feet. There you go, see? Works great. And all these kills you get where you hit him in the feet count towards the tarot card. Like, I think like around now I actually got it in my first playthrough when I was playing through the game freshly. So the Soul Catcher card is one of the best cards in the old Painkiller Black. If you just walk anywhere near the soul, it'll just fly at you and you'll get it. No problem. I didn't get any of those guys. I didn't need to hit them. There you go. I got those. But in this game, it's like feels like really glitchy. I talked about this in the first part. For some reason, like when you try to use the Soul Catcher card, it works like half the time. So you might as well just use the Soul Catcher weapon, because it just pulls the souls in on a mouse click, and you just gotta tap the soul like for like one brief second, and they'll start coming at you, and that's it. So later on, we're gonna be going back and getting a lot of the trash cans that are in this area, because there's a lot of gold we can miss. The thing with those soldier guys, like, you just don't hear them. They don't make, like, they make noise, but they can sneak up on you so easily. There you go. So pretty much, like, whenever they fly up in the air is when I hit them properly with the Soul Catcher. See, he flies up in the air. So here, they're gonna start spawning on that stairwell, and you can just camp the area, like right here, and just make sure no one sneak up behind you. And you can just cut them all down. Like, they're gonna start spawning. Here we go. And boom, hit all three of them. Boom, got that guy, no problem. As long as they fly up in the air, you got it. So somehow I got disoriented there. The mouse sensitivity in this game is hit or miss. I don't have nearly as much mouse problems as I do in some other games. But boom, look at that. That was a great hit on all four of them. And boom. See, that's what you do. Just line them up, and you'll get that tarot card in a heartbeat. It's really, really easy to get it. It's just a shame that the card was nerfed so bad, or just programmed so badly where it doesn't work half the time. Because in Painkiller Black, it's a lifesaver. Like, you almost need it, because you get hit a lot harder in that game. I hear these soldier guys hit me for about 5 per shot when they shoot me. Well, in the older game, it just feels like they just murder you in a matter of seconds. There's actually a DLC version of this level, like it's a Christmas themed level. They pretty much reskinned the level and replaced a lot of the secrets in different spots. We can play that later after we beat the game. We'll do some of the DLC. I absolutely hate the overhead DLC where you the heavens above or whatever. That DLC was awful. Here I'm just getting just enough souls where I don't morph, and then I like how I go through a lot of this trouble to try to morph properly, and I forget half the time, because in the next clearing I'm actually going to forget that I have enough souls to morph, and I'm going to morph at the last second and just kind of go oops and just walk around with demon morph on. So again, these green bins, they have the gold in them. I'm going to be cool and use rockets to blow them up for some reason. The Soul Catcher and the Painkiller are the best weapons, in my opinion, to try to knock open objects with to get the gold out of them. Because they don't use ammunition to begin with, and they won't hurt you like the rockets would. And they tend to shoot a lot quicker because basically perpetually attacking with the free actions. So we're going to go find all those green trash cans, and we're going to pop them open to get gold. So yeah, not a whole lot to say right now. I'm not really fighting anything. Just try to do the old light trick if you think you can't find some of the gold where it flew everywhere. Yeah. Not a whole lot to say. I guess I'll talk about some other things. I've been working on the Universal Card Game version 1.4. As y'all know, that's Starcat's proprietary game that's kind of cool, where you get to play multiple different card game systems in one game. That's going well. Picked up drawing again. I'm going to make an article on the site, talk about it a little bit. So if you're into trading card games, or children's card games, whatever you want to call them, check us out on the site on the Universal Card Game section. Alright, we're finally going to proceed here. Back to Painkiller talk. There's some more secrets in these areas. Not secrets. Some more recycle bins. In the old game, what I was trying to show there is you can actually grab a piece of shrapnel, use the Painkiller, and hit it over and over again, and you can actually fly up in the air. 90% of the time when you try to do that, it hurts you though. If you guys ever decide to do Let's Play videos, always try to have something to drink near you. Because sometimes when you talk, your throat can dry out. Alright, this next part, try to use the rocket launcher minigun. It's really, really strong here because these guys group up. And you had these flamethrower guys. I haven't talked about these guys yet. In the older game, you have to hit them in that flamethrower. Like, they will not die. You can shoot them and shoot them and shoot them. They will not die unless you hit them in that flamethrower. In this game, you can pretty much shoot a rocket at them or a grenade, and it'll just blow them up like regular. But with the normal like shooting weapons, you still have to hit them in that flamethrower. Here, I actually messed up a little bit also, because there's actually some like boxes near the Coke machine where the secret is, and for some reason when I was running the Demon Morph, I blew them up. But I made this jump look really, really easy. I actually on other playthroughs sat there for minutes trying to make this jump, but I lucked out on this one because you guys don't want to see me just sit here and jump over and over again and mess up. So I had to do lots of redos of the level. But here, you jump on this bench just twice, and you get just enough momentum where you can land on top of the Coke machine. And there you go, I got it. I made that look really, really easy, but that jump's actually really difficult. If you didn't Demon Morph and didn't shoot a rocket over there, there's actually some boxes you can jump on. It makes it a lot easier, but I blew them up when I morphed. So that room in the older game actually has a bunch of flamethrower guys that you have to shoot with the stake gun, and it is really hard to do it. This show is almost identical to its Painkiller Black counterpart. There's a lot of guys up at the top. You can pretty much just line them up and shoot a rocket at them. Their accuracy actually is a lot less than what it normally is in the regular game. In the regular game, these guys had a lot of accuracy. And they can wear down your health really quick. And I haven't even talked about the bullcrap, complete bullcrap tarot card requirement that Painkiller Black has for the Soul Catcher card. Get this. The requirement is to get no souls. You know how hard that is. Look how small these rooms are we've been fighting in. Just think about all the other areas. Think about these cheap freaking flamethrower guys. You have to hit in the flamethrower that just shoot grenades at you. It can easily take 40 life points away per hit. It is hard. Very, very hard. I got very frustrated where I quit playing Painkiller Black and I actually left off on the stage because that card was so hard to get. I mean, I got it, and we could maybe do like another video later on where I try to get it again, but it is really, really hard, guys. And so in both, I don't think there's a secret here in Painkiller Black, but I think if you work really, really hard, you can actually go up a board and get up there. But I don't think it's a secret, though. Correct me if I'm wrong, though, if it is. Because, again, I got really frustrated with this game when I got to this stage, and I got the tarot card. That was it for me. This room coming up is really just unbelievable. So here, you can't get any souls in a regular game. You're in this little tiny room, and you have these shooting soldiers spawning in both corners. The idea is they kind of stay on the side where they're not spawning, and they won't hit you. This works great for Painkiller Hell and Damnation, but in the older game, you can't get any of the souls. So as you go back and forth, trying to keep these guys from spawning on top of you using the minigun rocket launcher, you're going to pick a soul up, and you're going to fail the tarot card requirement. It's unbelievably hard. And these guys, they do so much, they'll gang up on you. And near the end, you have some spawning guys that shoot, and there's all these explosive barrels you can see on the left and right. There's explosive barrels and stuff that can blow you up. This level is just amazingly hard. It's not that fun kind of hard either. It's just like unfair hard because the requirement, the condition that they give you is just unreasonable. It's like play Mario and don't get any coins. You know, play Half-Life, don't use the crowbar. It's just like, no, it's just too hard. But in this game, it's easy. You just use the Soul Catcher. It's already overpowered anyways, and you can pretty much just destroy everything. And you can pick all the souls up you want, even including in trauma mode, because the Soul Catcher has to use the souls for its alternate abilities. So guess what? You get souls now in trauma mode in this game. That's why it's a lot easier. Because in the older game, in trauma mode, you get no souls. So that means no Demon Morph. So this room, just try to stay on the side where they're not spawning, and they will pretty much will not hit you. The guys that shoot at you will hit you, but if you're really good at those rockets, you'll more than likely just hit yourself just due to being too close. So just try to make sure you jump first most of the time and you get enough distance. So we're done with all these little clearings. We're going to go to the first to last room here. There's a flamethrower guy here. You see he shoots those grenades at you. This guy's really hard in the original game because, again, you have to hit him in that flamethrower. But here, you just shoot a rocket and he blows up. It doesn't hurt to gain control of those big shotgun guys because they're pretty tough and they have shotguns equipped and they can pretty much destroy the other guys around them. But we're trying to use some other weapons. You know, the Soul Catcher is too good. We're going to show that we can beat this level without using all those overpowered weapons. When you demon morph in this room, you actually there's some areas in the windows you can see where they're broken that you can jump through, so you can get to these guys pretty quick. If you're out there fighting, they'll actually shoot at you from these windows. You'll be like, "What's hitting me? What's hitting me?" And it's actually them shooting through these windowed areas. So you can see all the glass where it's kind of broken. You actually can break those, and you can shoot out. Again, whenever you in the middle of like an area where there's there's some spawning points, always check behind you, because the enemies can get behind you really quick, especially those soldier guys. They just creep up on you and they'll hit you, and they can hit pretty hard once they start getting some hits off. The shooting ones only hit for about 5, but I think those melee guys hit for around like 15, 20. Especially in Trauma, everything hits a lot harder. The idea is to play for perfection. You play the easier modes to get good at it, so you can handle Trauma mode and maybe make a let's play to go, yeah, let's do this. I'll show you guys how to beat this game. So let's just check in the secrets. The last secret's actually in the first to last room. Actually, in the very last room you go to. This is the first to last room. My bad. In the Christmas version, that room there actually was a secret. There's a switch you can hit near the end where these soldiers were spawning. So I'm going to try to use Electro Driver here. I do okay, but both those flamethrower guys get me. There's going to be another one, and he's going to hit me really, really hard. You see, that was the Electro Driver combo. It hits the guy, lifts him up, and he electrocutes everything around. They all fall over dead. So when they all group up in little tiny rooms like this, it's really, really awesome. They're going to do it again. Bam, they're all dead. It's really good. Just one thing to keep in mind when you use Electro Driver is that you don't have a lot of shurikens. But when you use the Electro Driver combo, it actually uses more of the electric power, which you get 500 points of. That guy got me right in the face. It does so much damage. Well, luckily we had the Life Leecher card equipped, and I got it all back. Oh, I didn't get hit at all. 100 health. Ha ha ha. So that's the stage. So we gotta get the rest of the gold in here, and we're gonna get the last secret. The ambient music for this stage is actually pretty cool. I actually rather like it. Most of the ambient noise I don't really care for. But so yeah, so you just use the Soul Catcher to the vast majority of the train station part until you get to where those last areas were, where we're doing the clearings, where I started talking about how bullcrap the old Soul Catcher requirement was. You should get the tarot card really quick. It's pretty easy. I was at the first part of that third clearing, and I already had it. Just aim down at their feet, make sure they fly up, make that clink noise, and they fly up in the air, and now count towards your points toward the tarot card. So yeah, so then the next stage we'll be taking on Alistair, and I'm going to show you guys how to beat him legitly and with the high-end cards. So there's the Soul Catcher, Leech Souls from a distance. We got all the secrets, and everyone, this was Jeff. Have a good one.